Sure. This is all coming apart. Look at. Hello.
Hello.
Your name, sir?
Timothy Downey.
I'm sorry?
Timothy Downey.
Okay.
I live at 2738 Stenzel
Okay.
on the south side. I have a drainage problem, and it's gotten worse over the years. Been a house about 4 or 5 years ago, built way above grade. It's there, not going to do anything with it. The property is landlocked on the west side, on that block, if you're familiar, being on the south side of Stenzel, between Homemeyer, Whitmer, and Ward. A few years ago, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago, the last piece of land was built on Whitmer Road, which worsened the drainage. I have a neighbor now next door to me, built a pole barn. That worsened it. Septic tank is filled, won't drain. I built a ditch in between my neighbor and myself to help drain it. The drain pipe out of the road is full, almost to the top. To work with Paul and the boys, they dug out the ditch down at the end of the road there. I think last year, it's filled up again. I think it's maybe beyond Paul to, try to clean out the drain. I think it's probably the engineers, maybe to do something to help drain that western end of that block. Years ago, Gil, you can probably attest, years ago, the farmers back in the day had culverts back there, and they would put, berm the water up or the property up back there so that would drain off the Whitmer Road. That's not there anymore. That's a thing of the past. So just asking for the town to help me out, because my backyard's never been flooded. My basement leaks now. I've been there 30 years.
Have you talked to Paul Siegman?
Yeah, I've, called him, and I know he's busy. I've chased him here and there, and, I don't know. Just
okay, well, Paul is here, as you know, and I'll let him respond. Paul, if you would.
How you doing? I actually got your message this morning.
Yep.
At 2 o'clock when I went into work.
Yeah.
And, I didn't get to you today because we were a little busy, obviously.
I know.
Originally, all that area back in there was not planned for being cleaned out this past summer.
Okay.
We got a little bit backed up. I didn't get to it, and then with the rain we've had, it was a wet fall.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Never got to it.
Yep.
Actually, Don runs as much of property that
Yep.
I got to hear it from him.
Yeah.
We do plan on going back there. We got to be selective on where we clean because there is a lot of wetlands back there.
Yeah.
As far as like this morning, the message you left me was about even the front pipes blocked in for full. We'll go over there and sewer jet that.
Yep.
But as you can see, like down the road.
Yep. It's
full
filled.
of leaves eventually.
Yeah, it's full again.
I
Yeah.
can't go over there and dig people's leaves off. They're gonna have to take a little bit on themselves too. But
Sure.
we're gonna keep going at it.
Okay.
Hopefully we can get a dry enough time.
Yeah.
Rich will verify it's pretty
Yeah.
wet back there, so
Yeah.
I gotta pick a dry time when I can do it.
Right.
And this spring, we have water till June.
Right.
So that 2 months that I got where we didn't have rain, I just didn't have enough time to get all my stuff done.
Yep.
But it is, I'm not ignoring you, it is
Yep.
on my list of things.
I know you got a million things to do. I'm thinking, might be not beyond you, but I'm saying, I know you got a game plan. It's probably into engineering hands and things as such. But
there's actually, Mr. Walker down the road.
Sure. Yeah, no mess. Yep.
He has a main drain that goes out back along his eastern property.
Oh, okay.
That needs to be cleaned out.
He's the last long lot there.
I believe he's the last long
Yep,
lot.
yep.
So that needs to be cleaned out.
Okay.
Several drains that come all the way from Ward Road going back need to be cleaned out.
Okay.
Yes, we are going to do that.
Yeah, there's no
And
creek
I try
back
to
there.
work with the farmer too. I'm not gonna go through his land when he's got leaky ground.
Yep.
I try to work in conjunction with all that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I am on it.
Yeah.
I was gonna call you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I see you running around. I get over to the barn and, I get it.
Okay, well then, let's do this. Why don't you coordinate with Paul?
Okay.
And I'm sure,
Yeah.
Paul's a man of his word,
Yeah.
that as soon as he's able to get in there, if there's some frost in the ground, he hopefully get in there and clean it for you and do some work for you.
So my next concern, to take it a little bit farther, I've got an excavator, and I've dug a trench from the road out back about 150 feet. Greg came over and inspected it the other day. He came over and measured to make sure we were digging properly and whatever. if I go out all the way to the end of that property line, am I gonna start to drain that back section? You know, I guess I'm looking for a little guidance on, you know, we've got a plan, we've done our homework, my neighbor and I, you know, how to do it and what type of pipe and wrapping it in stone. Should I not go back all that way for fear of, you know, draining that? You know, I'm just looking for a little guidance. Come over and take a look, tell me what you think, you know?
Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't you get together with Paul, sir?
Yeah, okay.
And we'll talk about that together and come up with a resolution. How's that?
Okay.
All right?
Okay,
Thank
great.
you for coming.
Thanks
in.
for your time and effort.
Oh, anytime, sir. For the record, all board members are present. Approval of the November 18th minutes, please. So move. I have motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Bill payment of December 2nd, 2019, voucher number 201-92188 through voucher number 201-92259 with a total amount of $499,873.41. Have a motion, please?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Bills are paid. Department heads, Paul Siegman.
Well, we've been a little busy last 24 hours or so. I'm afraid it's going to be one of them years where we're going to get these icing events. We had it last year. We had like 5 of them. This year we started, I think it was, trying to think when the first one was, 3 weeks ago. Hope it ain't a whole winter of that because it eats up a lot of salt. I will say, you know, unfortunately, a lot of the people from the subdivision left, and I don't know, I can't say it's their subdivision, but when you put your garbage out to the road, not in the road. Either leave it up in your driveway, up on your curb in your yard, if you have curbing. We had incidents. I can't tell you how many phone calls I got of all the garbage being laying on the ground. Usually isn't the wing hitting the garbage, it's usually the snow hitting the garbage can and making the garbage can fly. My guys aren't going to stop and pick up garbage cans. Your garbage cans belong in your yard, not out in the road. Does that make sense? I mean, if they got them stuck 3 feet out in the road, my guys can't plow over to the curbing. Can't do a decent job like that. And we get calls every time, well, that's where I put my garbage all year long. Well, you know what? For 8 months out of the year, it's fine. It ain't going to hurt nobody. But in the winter months, we have to plow through there. We have to get up closer to the edge of the road. And if we don't get up close to the edge of the road, then we get the phone calls, you're 4 feet away from my mailbox. So I can't win for losing on this subject.
Does
but
that apply to recycling too, Paul?
recycling too, I'm sorry, yes, it is recycling too. The arms can pick it up out of your front yard and dump it in. It doesn't have to be right out in the road for it. And reminder, no parking on the roads from 2 to 6 a.m. I think they've been pretty good with just giving warnings out, but pretty quick here, they're going to start handing out tickets.
I think they started last night.
I hope so, because I'm pretty sure the people they gave warnings to don't care.
Yeah, well, the ones they gave warnings to ignored it completely, so last night they gave them tickets.
Right. So that's one of the issues. And like I said, as far as the drainage goes, it was a short season this year for us on doing drainage. We got some work done, but we started late, and then we had to finish early. So we will work our way through that. Have your patience with the plow drivers. I usually start my drivers at 3:30 in the morning. Most of them are able to get their routes done by 6:30. Unless it's a heavy wet snow, it may take them a little bit longer. But for the most part, by 6:30 in the morning, the roads are usually clear. I get calls every time when I go to work at 3:30 in the morning. I've got 15 guys. I can't run 24/7. So I have to pick my times when it does the best for the most amount of residents. We're usually out at 3:30 in the morning, then throughout the day, and we usually go back out at 6:30 at night. We try to stay off the roads actually during peak travel times between 4:30 and 6, because we can't even get turned around on the roads. On the boulevard, we have to do turnarounds. You can't turn around on these roads with all the cars. They won't cut you a break. So when that hour and a half of peak travel time is, we try to stay off the roads. We try to get them clean before and after. And that's all I got, unless you guys got some questions for me.
Paul, I asked last meeting about Walmart Road. Did you ever hear anything about the construction or reconstruction of Walmart Road?
Yeah, the bridge is supposed to be done this last summer. It's not.
No.
I haven't heard nothing from him, and the county guy does not show up to our highway superintendent's meeting. Hasn't been to the last several, so I'm not sure. I haven't heard nothing. Because I heard at one time they're supposed to be replacing a bridge on Lockport Road,
That's what
Right
the two-
there?
The two mayors of Lockport Road asked me about that. I said, that's county road, I don't know.
Well, everybody's afraid they're gonna shut down Walmore and Lockport Road at the same time, and I can't believe logistically they could even do that.
Yeah.
But, I do have one other point of interest. Everybody was asking what the X's were in the roads.
Yes, I was.
It is a DOT aerial survey that they're doing. 'Cause there's one right out in front of my house. I happened to catch him
Oh,
when
he
they're
saw
out.
you?
What are you guys doing painting on my roads? He said they're doing an aerial survey for something. I don't know if it's topographic or if it's just doing a road survey, but that's what all the X's are, and you'll see a little number next to it.
Yes.
That gives them focus points for the airplane when they go over top. When I called her, they didn't have an answer. I had to wait till I seen the guy in the van paint in front of the road to give me an explanation. All right?
Thank you, Paul.
One more thing for
Oh.
Paul. Hill Road, there was a gentleman that, called me, he wanted some work done. You guys took care of it. He called me up thanking me. I said, well, I didn't do the work. The superintendent of highways did, so.
Okay.
You know who we're talking about,
Yep.
but, you threw a lot of accolades your way for thanking you.
Well, thank you's better than what I normally get, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, once in a while you get one, don't you, Paul?
Every once in a while, yeah. If that's it.
That's it.
Thank you, Paul. Richie Donner, water, and I saw him grabbing his phone. Yep, he's still on the phone. Let's go to Mike Rinaldi, Recreation Director. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Just one thing, Christmas party, Saturday evening, 5:45, next door at the community center. See Santa between 6 and 7, and Nickel City will start 7 o'clock sharp. That's all I got for you.
Thank you, Mike. Anybody have anything for Mike? Okay, Building Inspector, Mike Clark.
In front of you, I didn't get it in the mailbox earlier, so I apologize for that, but my month reports, permit totals, our complaint records, and who's in court. So that's current. So if you got anything else?
No, except that just on what we had discussed earlier tonight, that you and I and Matt and the town board members, if necessary, get together just to kind of do a preliminary review of some of these things. And what I meant about some of the local laws, they just don't apply.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, sometime, maybe next week, I'm gonna be gone this week, so,
Yeah, we know, not this week.
not this week. That's it. Thank you, Mike.
Very good.
Anything else, Mike?
No, anybody? Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And, we have nothing in the assessor's office. How about the constables?
Yeah, I got a few things tonight from Roger. One is, we did send 6 constables to an intensive 3-day training course. The good thing, no cost to the town, so it didn't cost the town anything. But the class they took is Officer Survival Tactics. It's designed to teach and improve the overall situational awareness and survivability skills of law enforcement officers. The course exposes law enforcement officers to basic tactics, techniques, and procedures that, when properly employed, can increase the officer's survivability and when him or her is encountering a potentially high-risk situation. The emphasis of this course is on individual skills of law enforcement officers to successfully address and verify police-related duties such as responding to domestics, noise complaints, conducting high-risk traffic stops. So, real good course, and it was an intense course for them. I did talk to a few that went, so it was an out-of-town class, and like I said, it no cost to the town. So
Yeah, they paid for the hotel and food and everything.
yes,
That's amazing.
everything was covered.
Good.
So, but it's good. Like I said, we were able to get 6 to go. So, good things there. Another is a grant, an amount of $3,070 was approved by the New York State Traffic Enforcement Technology for upgrading and installing vehicle electronics in the constable patrol cars. This is going to allow the constable to, when they write tickets, to be printed out and a copy automatically sent to the court office. So, we had a grant for that. Next thing is to improve the security of the town hall. Portable radios were also placed in the youth center and in the community center, so that in case of emergency, the constable working the desk will have, be able to receive a transmission, from either the community center or the youth center and respond quickly. So they're
Yeah, that's great, glad to hear it.
in communication now. You got Roger's report in front of you. For November, they did take 10 calls of service. We responded to a couple medical calls with the local fire departments, issued a few tickets. December 1st, yesterday, did write 12 parking tickets for overnight parking. So they did write, they are on that. The guys out at night are enforcing that now after the warnings have been given out. So, and Paul, you're just going to remind about the parking, but Paul already did. So that's all we have, unless
Okay.
anybody has anything for us.
Anybody? No? Thank you, Brian. Richie, is he back? Oh, there he is. Richie. Okay. Anyone for the seniors tonight? No one? Tim Zuber. All right. Motions per Matt Brooks.
And we have only one motion. This one came from Recreation. Motion to hire Christopher Dyer as a lifeguard for the lifeguard program at Niagara Wheatfield High School beginning in January at a rate of pay and job term pursuant to job specifications for the Recreation Department subject to human resource approval and Niagara County criminal background check.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That is it for the motions.
Okay. Well, let's go. Jesse Gooch, our county legislature is here, and so is Dave Godfrey.
Yeah, it's budget time right now.
Come on down to the microphone if you would, Jesse.
Good evening. Yes, right now we're just working on the budget. Dave and I just left the budget meeting right now, just finished up, and tomorrow we have our county budget meeting, and next Tuesday is our final budget meeting for the year. So that's all we're working on right now is the budget for the county.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Dave, you have anything? Dave's good tonight. Thanks, Dave. Larry Helwig.
I have nothing.
Okay, Gil Doucette.
I have some correspondence from St. Johnsburg Fire Hall.
Yep.
They'd like to add Michael Doctor and Paul Link to their roster and remove Jeremiah Kletcher from the roster. And I'll make that motion.
Second. Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And that's it.
Okay. Kurt?
December 10th, which is not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, we have our next Wheatfield Enhancement Volunteers meeting. So anybody that's interested in attending and seeing what we're working on there is welcome to come over to the community center, 6:30 on that evening. And then Supervisor, I'm not sure if you were going to make mention of Mike Zarbo's event coming up this week.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So Mike Zarbo, our emergency preparedness coordinator, is hosting an event. I'm going to read a little excerpt here regarding it. It's a Citizen Preparedness Corps. It's in cooperation with New York. So it says, with severe weather events becoming more frequent and more extreme, it is more important than ever that New Yorkers are prepared for disasters. The New York Citizen Preparedness Training Program reaches residents to have the tools and resources to prepare for any type of disaster, respond accordingly, and recover as quickly as possible to pre-disaster conditions. So anybody that's interested in attending this can send an email to either myself or Mike Zarbo, and we can make sure that we get you on the roster. It's December 5th at 6 p.m. And I did see that there is a giveaway. They're giving out what I would call kind of like a bug out bag. It's a backpack. It has things like water, food, flashlights, batteries, things like that. So anybody that comes gets that for participating. Go to the town website, all the information is there.
And they already have there was 100 people signed up this morning, so that's a nice activity. I think that was great. And then
Absolutely.
thanks for going for me, Kurt. I appreciate it.
Yep,
That's it, Kurt?
that's it.
Randy Retzloff.
I have nothing.
Okay. And I have nothing. Next meeting is December 16th, 2019 at 7 o'clock. Any other public input related to things we have discussed tonight? I will make a motion to adjourn. Second. I have a motion to second. All